our individual lives as well as our collective lives. And so we'll be looking at something that is already at the front burner, and that will be the issue that went down in Delta State. Soldiers killed in Okuama community, matters arising. And we have our guest in the studio. In fact, he is in the person of Mr. Martin Igwe. Is the regional first vice president, West African Action Network on Small Arms, and that would be the WAANSA WANSA. Welcome to the program, Mr. Martins.
Thank you so much.
All right, it feels really good to have you. I mean, even though the notice was short, we want to appreciate you for taking out the time because of your love for the country, as well as the fact that you are a compatriot. You have decided to make it to the studio today. Thank you so much for stepping to the studio. I mean, it's no news, the fact that we've seen the deaths of military personnel over time. Yes, and one of such would be the OD situation in Bayelsa State, where something similar had happened. If I'm not mistaken, about 12 military personnel at the time had their lives cut short, and the military had to give a reprisal attack. And we've seen that also now happening in Delta State of Nigeria, between the communities of the Okuama and the Koloba, communities right there, where the military have somewhat attended to a distress call. And then in a bid to bring in peace to these two communities, they met their untimely deaths. I just want to ask you, I mean, let's start from the basics. What do you think about, this situation from the very beginning?
Well, thank you so much. The development in the Okuama community is very, very unfortunate and disturbing. And I don't think any right-thinking Nigerian will support what happened.
Right.
It's condemnable in totality.
Mm-hmm.
And I join every right-thinking Nigerians to condemn it.
Mm.
The disturbing circumstances we found ourselves in war against insecurity now is the activities of unidentified informants.
Right.
You understand? Not only from Okuama Delta State, but in other part of Nigeria we are having these issues.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of saboteurs, and I can tell you that they are more dangerous than the criminals themselves, because if there was no saboteur, the soldiers were on a mission,
right,
to rescue somebody in a particular village because of the community conflict.
Right.
Somebody must have informed the so-called criminal elements in the youth community that the soldiers are on their way. You understand? And as investigations go on, we will continue to unmask the real actors. But
right.
I can tell you that one of the ex-militants, if you go through the reports, is already being targeted as one of the suspects.
Right.
And I want to tell you that this is a decision time, because if this thing is not curtailed and a decisive decision taken to serve as a deterrent, I think that is what's supposed to be done.
Okay, well, as it stands, the president, the Senate, and well-meaning Nigerians have come out to condemning the killings of these soldiers and officers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and it just brings some concerns. One of such concerns will be the fact that understandably so, the military personnel came into the village to try to get peace between these two communities, and to rescue somebody who was kidnapped from the Okoloba community into the Okuama community. But it seemed as though it hit a deadlock, and like you said there were saboteurs. But for me, and quite a number of Nigerians who are beginning to look into this, they're saying that the president coming out to making a statement was very decisive, and it was lauded for that. But there are some concerns, in that statement that has allowed for some frowning, in this regard. Now, as part of the president's statement, the president said, while condemning the killings, and said the defense headquarters and chief of defense staff have been granted full authority to bring to justice anybody found to have been responsible for this unconscionable crime against the Nigerian people. Now, it seemed now as though this is what has sparked, the military into, getting into some sort of validation for a reprisal attack. What do you make of a reprisal attack in this regard?
Just like I told you, 16 officers that lost their lives are parents of some of our brothers and sisters all over the country. And I can tell you that the position President made was right. Because I tell you, this is a decision time. And it is a time to demonstrate political will. You understand? If we allow this, maybe 50 soldiers, God forbid,
right,
can be killed in another community, and before you know it, that become part of Nigeria. But when a political decision is taken and a decisive decision is taken on this, that will serve as a deterrent. The criminal actors must not be motivated by using kids' glove. You understand? In treating them, what is criminal, and it should be treated as such. So the president is right on that by directing the defense to do all the necessary to fish out the criminal actors and possibly give them the necessary punishment in line with the dictates of the law.
But in this situation, we're seeing a reprisal attack on the community. Because what a lot of Nigerians may be expecting would have been a thorough investigation and prosecuting of those who were masterminds of that ambush.
Well, we are calling it a reprisal attack. We have not heard from the defense headquarters whether it's a reprisal attack. This is a serious security situation. You may not know whether the criminal elements are still inside there, fighting back or making plans, and they wouldn't like what happened to repeat itself.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
You may call it reprisal attack. It can be in the media as a reprisal attack. But I want to let you know that the criminal actors must be dealt with according to the dictates of the law, so that it will not serve as a serious deterrent. Right,
but the concerns in this regard would be some of which would be including the potential loss of innocent lives and some property destruction in the community, which is due to, of course, the military attack. And then you might also want to consider the fact whether or not the military's action are justified or if they constitute a disproportionate response, in the way that they, went about this. And there is also a need for thorough investigation to uncover the true perpetrators and motives behind the attacks. Well, you've already cleared that. Now there is another concern of historical context of military reprisals, in such situation, in similar situation, and the implication on human rights, because we've seen these. In fact, worldwide, such attack, is seen as being genocide. Because we've seen that happen in Palestine with the Palestinian people and all of that, and they're also crimes to humanity, right? But then, as much as that is being said, we still see countries like Israel, mete out some of these harsh measures against some of these countries, and it seems as though nobody is talking about it. Now, because that is what a practice or what has come to be? Does it undermine the laws that govern matters that border around these kinds of situation?
Well, I want to disagree because the circumstances that brought the issues in Gaza and Israel and the circumstances that is going on in the Okuama community now are not the same.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. Yeah.
And they are different. There's no perimeter to do a comparison. You understand the point? The causes of issues in Gaza is different. The cause of this crisis in Okuama is quite different. Okay. You understand the point? So the loss of possible innocent life and maybe other things there now is very, very unfortunate.
Right.
You understand? It's very, very unfortunate. What has happened is very unfortunate. The loss of maybe innocent citizens there, though I'm here to confirm that, you understand, is very unfortunate. But I can tell you that in an unfortunate situation, these are things that may happen,
right?
You understand? But I can tell you that the military, the defense headquarters, I wish I'm the chief of defense staff. I would do worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's put a peg to your thoughts. Open the phone line so the Nigerians can be a part of the conversation. Join the conversation already. The studio lines are open at the moment. You can send a WhatsApp portal message, to the WhatsApp portal number, and let's have your thoughts on the attack on military personnel and officer at the Okuama or in the Okuama community in Delta State. The number is 0907 353 0044 or 0908 766 8888. The WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah. Good morning to you.
My name is Elder.
All right, Elder Onaja. Welcome.
Good morning, my guest.
Good morning, sir.
The guest has said the right thing to do. If you could be a chief of defense staff, I would do the work. You are talking about investigation. Army don't investigate. Police don't investigate. Anywhere where it's such army in the world, that's such target. Let them go and bring those people out and demolish that place. If I would be there, I would demolish the whole of the village. Did you know how much it costs us to train a soldier? Just a private in Nigeria, you know how it costs us to train? Somebody will go and kill a 16 soldier, officer, both officer and then you say they should go and investigate. Go and investigate what? Let them pay for it. That's one thing where you're supposed to know as a journalist. That's a thing. You pay the whole of the nation have to pay for the thing. And then that's a thing where committee will pay. That's a thing where your son commit. You are going to pay for it. Let them pay for it. 16 soldiers. Abba, my brother. Abba. If one of them will be your brother or be your son, how do you feel? I am a retired soldier. I know how to train soldiers. Abba, in this nation, they have do it before. They deal with them. They do it in Jakabian. They deal with them. And they deal with them OB. And then Jakabian. They can't stop. And this contract, they to go and demolish that place. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Elder Onaja, right there. Elder Onaja has had his thoughts, but the phone lines are still beeping. But then, how do you react to this? I mean, the elder right there saying that, like you're saying, is concurring with you. But then you should also take into cognizance the fact that it's still in Delta State. There was uncovered, an arms manufacturing site where, in fact, one of the devastating, information from that was that a particular, is it a gun or a machine gun or something that is supposed to go 30 rounds has been made, developed or improved upon to get into 60 rounds. But just before you react to that, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Oja.
Good morning to you.
How you doing now?
Very well, thank you, BB.
Well done work.
That's right.
Our caller. My name is BB Blessing. I'm calling from Osako.
All right, BB Blessing, go ahead. Let's hear your thoughts.
They hear say they kill our Ghana soldier. My brother, how come? Are they sleep or what happened for them? Is it me say they don't know as the fire is coming to them? I not really understand. Our army, they say they kill. So our army, where they leave their family, where they leave their children, they just go like that. Human being. Human being. If they virtually call these people now, they say they repair. The government now find job, give them. If they come kill our soldier, who go be the next? Please, so make these people fear God, oh. Make these people fear God. And I really thank our president. The work where he start, I know he go head this way. I hear that the God release some of our children. I really thank you very well. The normal thing for Nigeria to do this and Nigeria, now may we pray for our president. May we dey pray for our soldiers. May we dey pray for our army. This money where we dey give back, this to say we dey carry and give our soldier, our army, our police. All these bad people, make them
Right there, but what are your thoughts? In this reactions.
Yeah, they are all Nigerians. They are feeling as we are feeling. You understand? This killing, it doesn't have religion this time around. It doesn't have tribe. Do you understand the point? And Nigerians must stand and condemn it. You understand? Just like you said in Delta State, where they've got out arms manufacturing.
A whole family, an entire family.
The unfortunate thing about Nigeria is that, you will see a job opportunity, maybe a first-class engineer going to look for a job. In front of you, they will give it to somebody that's not even qualified.
Right.
Then people will go back their homes with anger and negatively use their initiatives. You understand the point? I have been opportune to meet with some of these local manufacturers. You understand? Naturally, they are talented. The thing is even from their family. Sometimes it's inherited.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. But most of the decisions we are taking to checkmate some of those things is not something sometimes you go on air. But I can tell you that such things are noted. But I'm telling you that one of the causes is that most of those people will legitimately look for work, not fully well they are qualified, but they will be denied. You understand? They will go back and use their God-given initiative negatively, and at the end they become a threat to the security and peace of the country.
Right.
So it is time for us to go back to the drawing board. You understand? If these persons are qualified, even if he has nobody, you understand? Let him be given opportunity to add value to the country. Now, if you watch what the senator is saying, you understand? The senator has come back to say these people should be invited so that they will become part of the defense manufacturing
units or something.
Yes. That's what the Senator Ned Walker was saying. But I can tell you now that will the government pay them what they have already seen they are getting from their own personal initiative? As I'm talking to you, they will get a network that will shock you, which they use to survive. Will the government this time around pay them? But I wish they do, because by the grace of God, if these people are not checkmated, the activities that are scattered over the country, I can tell you.
Right, but let's look at, let's get back, to the beginning, where the traditional ruler of the Ewu Kingdom in Delta State, where, this whole issue began, had said that, just yesterday had said that he had contacted, right, is in the name of Clement Ikolo. He'd contacted the Delta State Commissioner even while he was away in the UK, asking or telling the Delta State government that, look, this thing has been going on for quite some time. It's brewing. It might just turn into wildfire and might go out of control. But he said that he was confidently told that it was under control and that that the government had waded in and issues and problems have been resolved, only for him to see, in the news, this killings and all of that. And there are some talk saying that probably these persons may not be from the community, right? What is your thought on this?
Well, for me, I can tell you that, first of all, there was a failed intelligence.
Right.
And I can also tell you that on the process of investigations, those of the officers that were seen wanted should be given the necessary also, whether to be demoted or whether to be transferred. You understand? But that should be part of decisive action. You understand?
Right.
Because first of all, there was total failed intelligence. There was sabotage.
Right.
You understand? You cannot do away with these two things. And I can tell you that whether the commissioner said that such thing was in control or not in control, those of them, officers, both that were involved in this, should be given their own punishment as a deterrent. If there's no serious punishment, I'm telling you, it will happen again in another community.
But the likes of Chief Edwin Clark, who happens to be the national leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, had come out to condemning, as much as he said that the killings of these officers were somewhat terrible, but he had also said, called for a full investigation. Now, does it mean that we cannot call for a full investigation because the military is involved? Because he had said that there should be no sacred cows.
Sometimes, when you say call for investigation, most of the people that said call for investigations know the historical antecedents of some of those conflicts. So instead of them coming out to say this is what has been happening, what's the sense of calling for investigation while you know that 2 plus 2 is 4? You understand? You say call your daughter to ask him. This is something you know. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Right.
Your daughter is in secondary school, and you say call your daughter to come and ask. But you know that. I don't think when you go to some of these communities, sometimes I have been to some of these communities that have conflict. Okay. Sometimes it's historical, and there are people that understand some of these things.
Right.
You understand? So can you tell me what essence of investigation? While you really know what is happening, if we continue to, I can mention in a community in Katsina State where an international organization came in. You understand? They were not using the community people. They went and hired people to come and work in the community, doing a lot of atrocities in the community, and the community started boiling. When you come to the community, you will know that it is this international company that caused this.
Right.
So why calling for investigation? It is taking drastic action so that any other community they will enter, they will know what to do.
Well, okay, let's just take this call and hear from Nigerians. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Daniel. I greet you once again.
Good morning to you, please.
I greet you. Oku is my name.
Okay, Okwi, welcome aboard. Okwi, please help by speaking loudly, speaking up a bit so we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, you can say that if it's the chief of army, you do the work. I have said it before. Killing of soldiers is barbaric, is condemnable. And going to that community, soldiers killing and the burning houses is condemnable. Too long will not be make it a light. Are you hearing me? Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm still wondering how these people succeed like all these our gallant soldiers. A well-trained officer, they gone. Daniel, let me tell you something. If you train me and give me go, I don't think that any human being can ever kill me in the manner of their kids. 15 of them. Well-trained officers, carry gun, and they trained by. Do you know what it takes to train a soldier? Yeah, Nigeria lost a lot. So what my advice is that Nigerian soldiers should call for retraining. If not, how can you carry gun? Someone come and kill you like that? It's unfortunate. Let me listen to Nigeria.
All right, Okwi. Thank you so much for that. Well, Okwi has had his thoughts. Yes, please.
Well, I think he is talking from a layman's perspective of the situation we find ourselves in this country.
Right.
There are a lot of illegal arms, small arms and light people scattered all over the country. You understand the point? And these people are only 16. They were victims of saboteurs. You understand? If you want to catch a man easily, you catch him from behind. They were caught from behind. I wouldn't like them to be talking unprofessional.
Right.
You understand?
Okay.
Because of some of these Niger Delta areas, you understand, there are a lot of infiltration of small arms and light reports. And you don't know the number they are. And these are human beings. These are who are their best. They also want to be alive. You understand?
True.
And they also want to be alive. They must have also demonstrated the little they can. But I can tell you that there was a failure of intelligence. There was sabotage on that. You understand? And I know that they must have done their best, because if you leave them, just like the poor man on the street would like to be alive.
Right. All right. Let's just take this one very quickly. Coming from Komode from Kubwa, says, good morning, Mr. Daniel, and the guest says, I don't know why Nigerians are like this. It's unfortunate to have 16 soldiers killed in one small village. Are we saying that the people in the village do not know them? If they don't call out those people who killed our innocent soldiers, then they should go in for it. And that has also, cemented a school of thought that says that probably the soldiers had gone out to them, like you rightfully said. 2 plus 2 is what? It's 4. And you're saying go and call someone else to tell us these people, right? You know these people. Why not bring these people out and let us do the due diligence? And this school of thought also believes that this probably may have been why the soldiers said, you know what, this is the end game. We'll just result to what we have resolved to do. But then more concerns, still trail this conversation. I mean, there's quite a lot going on. Somebody has also gone under the fire, right? In the person of Suleiman Puja Adebayo, who happens to be an official Nigerian certified photographer with the CAF and FIFA. The likes of Peter Obi and some other Nigerians have gone on Twitter to calling him out, because Puja actually made a post on his own verified, Twitter handle, and on the post, let me take it word for word what he said. This is what he said. He said, they should level that place in Delta. Youths killed soldiers. This is strange. Right? And he has been called out. In fact, this is where the entire genocide conversation began, and all of that. Yeah, can start. And you might. So, in cases like this, do you even think that there might be some actions, meted out to this particular person in that regard? Because at some point you said we should talk like education, people who are learned, people who were exposed, right? In this regard, what do you think about making such statements to after the president had made his own statement as a Nigerian?
Well, I don't blame him, because he is also a Nigerian, understand, and passionate about peace and security of the country. Maybe he must have had one or two informations that me and you we don't have. You understand? And in demonstrating anger. There are criteria. They are not like there are criteria. Everybody has his own capacity or ways of demonstrating. I can say that he went too far in making that
the assertion.
Yes, but you say a situation whereby he is angry. I can curtail my own using 1 or 2 languages to make it, sound less. But I can tell you that Suleiman, he is angry and demonstrating, and he's entitled to his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion.
So he shouldn't be castigated, and nobody should call him out in that regard.
Calling out, he has joined the patriotic Nigerians to condemn the whole sad scenario. Yeah. But I can tell you that his English, this just an English now. He went too far, and because social media, immediately it enters there. People all over the world. You understand, teasing. But I think that is his way of demonstrating his anger, and he's entitled to his.